Law and the lawgiver, Jesus Christ. The Gospel reading from Matthew chapter 22, 34 to 40 is presented with a profound encounter between Jesus, the lawgiver, and an expert in the law. This interaction sheds light on the relationship between the law and the one who gave it. It's a reminder that beyond the rules and regulation, there is a deeper and more fundamental truth that defines our faith. In this passage, a learned scholar of the law and expert in religious regulations approaches Jesus with a question meant to test him. He asks, "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" They had 613 commandments in the book of Torah. The law and the lawgiver. This question invites us to reflect on the very nature of the law and the one who gave it. The law, in the context of the Old Testament, was a set of commands given by God to guide His people in righteous living. It was a framework for ethical behavior and a moral conduct. In the wake of the war between Israel and the Gaza, what these teachers of the law did, they said the Israeli government buy their airline to go and pick up the Israelites all over the world on Saturday, on a Sabbath, so they can fight and protect their country. The interpreters of the Torah have given the permission for the Israeli government to operate on a Sabbath day to fly the Israeli airline. Look at, according to the needs of the time, they can change the usage of law. Jesus, the fulfillment of the law. In response to the scholar's question, Jesus does something extraordinary. He does not provide a new commandment, but rather reveals the heart of the law itself. He says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. The second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." With these words, Jesus highlights the essence of the entire law. He's not abolishing the law, rather, he is fulfilling it. He's demonstrating that law and its core is about love for God and love for one another. Love as the fulfillment of the law. The two commandments, love of God and love of neighbor, capture the essence of what it means to follow God's law. Love is not just one of many commandments. It's overarching principle that informs all others. It is the motivation behind our actions and the foundation of a relationship with God and our fellow human beings. It's like two sides of a coin or a railroad. As we reflect on this gospel passage this Sunday, let's remember that Jesus, the lawgiver, invites us to view the law not merely as a set of rules, but as a pathway to love. It is through love for God and love for our neighbors that we fulfill the law's intent. In Jesus Christ, we see the embodiment of this love. He came not to abolish the law, but fulfill it by laying down His life for us. He loved us so deeply and selflessly that He has willingly embraced the cross for our salvation. So as we live our life, let's seek to abide by the law as an expression of a love for God, for our fellow human beings. So remember, the law is not an end in itself, but a means to draw closer to the lawgiver, Jesus Christ, who is the way, the truth, and the life. May God's grace guide us in our day-to-day life to fulfill the law in the spirit of love and service, following the example of a Savior, the law and the lawgiver, Jesus Christ. Love as the fulfillment of the law.